Now I know I've taken on the daunting task of spending weeks and weeks looking for the perfect lav mic. That's why I ended up going with the HollyLand Lark Maxes. They seem more easily concealed than the other brands like the Rode and the DJI. They seem to be a little bulky. Being able to just pull stuff out of my pocket and running across back and forth through the rocky fields, it's a great thing to have. And they're reasonably priced. And you get this nice charging case, pretty compact. The HollyLands just seem like a good middle ground. Decent sound. I don't have to get on an app to utilize everything, which was a big plus, especially run and gun. And with the 24-bit internal recording, I think is plenty for backup. 32 float is probably the only thing missing here in this equation, but is it really that important? Because I mean, you could still mess up and blow out the sound on 32 float. It's not a one-all, does-all type of feature. You still gotta be reasonable within your sound levels. So with that said, as long as I stay out of the red, if I get big, am I gonna blow out? I don't know. People probably on the street like, what the f going on up there? But we'll see how that acceleration of volume handled, but I'm pretty sure I'm still under the red. And like I say, I'm running and gunning. I ain't got time for an app. And 32 float sounds nice, but it just seems like extra processing. I think I'm gonna be okay as far as clipping is concerned. So far, I love the convenience. These things get a couple more charges in the box. They got 7.5 hours runtime supposedly. I'm not quite sure. Never really tested to talk for that long with these mics on. More than enough than you need in any given situation. There's an audio feature for safety tracking. It records a separate track 6 decibels lower than the peak track. Now if you were concerned about 32 float, you could later purchase an external recorder and just link it into the receiver, either via a splitter, or you could redirect it from your camera's audio back into the recorder. There's different variations going about this. Filming in this warehouse where the windows are all busted open, so I could hear all the outdoor sounds from the streets. So I'm kind of curious how it does with the background noise. I have the setting at high res. The bypass filter just seemed a little bit too muffled for me, and the vocal boost seemed like just a little too much. All right, so I got a lot of noise in the background. There's voices echoing through the canyon. There's cars driving along the highway here. So this is the Sennheiser with car noises and wind blowing stuff over. I'm gonna go ahead and switch mics now. All right, this is the HollyLand lav mics. These are the mics that are made to go with the HollyLand lav systems, whichever one you get. I believe they're like 40 bucks for the pair. Whoa, hey buddy. I'm getting attacked over here. But we got birds chirping nonetheless. Bugs flying in my face. Hey, I'm keeping an eye on you, buddy. This is what it's like with the noise level of the HollyLand mics. I don't know how that compares to the Sennheiser. And another thing I noticed is when you're not using the lav mic, the mic on the receiver itself tends to capture a little bit more background noise. I mean, I don't have any complaints really. I mean, I'm not really an audio guy, but so far I've been enjoying the sounds of these mics. I was really interested in the Rode because of how it sounded in the other videos, but the apps were like, not with my workflow. And that's what you gotta decide. What's also gonna work best with your workflow. Like I say, I'm not an audio guy, but if this was helpful in any way, think about hitting that subscribe button and keep on filming.